Hello and welcome to this week's live. Today is the week starting 16th of Feb 2026 and we have started the year of the fire horse, and we are also about to enter a major astronomical event, and that is the full moon. I think it's called the ring fire moon, ring fire full moon eclipse. Ring fire new moon eclipse. And it's supposed to be something really big, and a lot of people have been waiting for it since 2 millennia. So kind of a big deal, I would say. And lots of things are coming up as a theme in this week. So first of all, I want to welcome everyone who is tuned in, both on Instagram as well as YouTube. You're so welcome, and it's just such an honor. And it's just so much joy that we come together every week and we bring in such potent energies together. I think as we come in intentionally every week, it also changes and transforms the energies within the collective, because the energies are available to us. But the moment we embrace these energies and walk this path consciously, making conscious choices, choosing love, choosing happiness, choosing alignment, the trajectory becomes stronger, and it also helps the collective. And as we come together, it also helps through this group energy for our individual energy as well. So if you were praying individually, you would get a certain result, but when we do this in a group, I don't know the science behind it, but it always happens during these collective energies. Within these collective circles, the energy always multiplies. So I'm very thankful that we get this chance to come together and create collectively, and that you trust this journey with me. So let's begin with the overall theme. I want to start with where we left off last. Last week we were talking about how by the end of the week we were to soar like what words am I using? Soar like an eagle. And as we soar like an eagle, we see the higher perspective of life. So it was about a detached observation and then navigating our life's journeys through that. This week is about continuing to move forward like the eagle, soaring high, and having that detachment from all the things that are too immediate, and so that you can see the higher perspective. But this week is about leaving behind all the old contracts that no longer serve you. There's one more brushing up of that happening, and it's interesting how it came about in the messaging. So I've been having a couple of dreams, and I've also had an experience yesterday which was quite surreal for me, and so I wanted to share both of those, and the crux of them is this: to release all contracts. So this week is all about relationships. This week is all about ancestral healing and karmic contracts. What happened is, there was a dream that I had, without getting into all the details of it, because of course a lot of it was for me, but the part of it that was for the collective was there were two kinds of villages. One was a village where this person was completely accepted and loved for following all the rules, for meeting all the milestones and playing the role that has been given to them as a part of that society. And every village has a different expectation, and every society has a different rule. So this was that society available and the connections available if somebody is following all the rules. And then there was another society just after this one, and just to say adjacent to this one, where there was kind of a punishment for the people that were not following the rules. But it wasn't like they were evil or bad or they were doing anything wrong. They were just not following the rules of that collective, that society. And so they were given rooms where the doors did not lock. There was a constant threat and predatory kind of a feeling, and there was lack of safety. And the way it was justified was that you've already broken the rules, so you don't need safety anymore. You've already gone into the danger zone. So it was a bit of an unsettling dream for me, but it was also a message for the collective within that there are those parts in our psyche that are trying to recycle, that are trying to rework themselves think about all those parts of you that you've thought you've resolved, but it just keeps coming up because you don't want to abide by all the society's rules and expectations. Because there is one thing to be, I'm not saying do anything immoral. Please continue to be aligned with your internal soul's compass. And if that soul's compass is taking you away from a few things that others have said that was supposed to be, that is actually doing a great service to your soul, because then you're truly exploring what your soul wants. So when you're making those soul level decisions and you're moving towards the soul, what may happen is you may have to let go of certain people who are still holding on to old paradigms. So if you look around you in your life, who are the people who actually hold you for who you are now, and who are the people who may kind of punish you for not choosing like everyone else? So there's a subtle punishment for aligning with your soul. That's the message. The other interesting thing that happened to me yesterday, or happened through me yesterday, was every month, every 1 or 2 months, I sit with a medicine bowl. So I have this bowl in which I put all my herbs, I put my crystals, and I put my intentions for the next couple of weeks. And I felt like yesterday was the right time to do it. It was also Shivratri, quite a big festival in my family. And so I wanted to use and alchemize the energies and blessings of Shiva as I was doing this. And the union of the divine masculine and feminine, which is Shivratri, the celebration of the masculine and feminine coming together. So I wanted to use that energy in putting my intentions. So I put all my intentions, all my wishes, all of that. And I was now to keep that. It took me 4 hours to do that. And now I wanted to keep that in my sacred place, a small section that I've created only for this particular practice. And it was almost like the herbs and the crystals spoke to me. It was kind of like a thought occurred to me as soon as I saw the crystals after it was all done. And the thought was, go and cleanse the place where you want to keep this with white sage and Palo Santo. Or, if you have incense, you can do it with incense, any kind of incense as well. So I said, all right, I don't know if it's coming from my mind or if it's coming from the crystals and the herbs, but I'm just going to follow it. So I took some white sage and I started to kind of cleanse that place where I was going to keep this sacred container. And as I was keeping it, I wanted to go a little bit further. Well, the place that I've chosen for this is under my bed, by the way. So I had to go a little bit deeper and try to cleanse it from there. So as I was going a bit deeper to cleanse the place, what started happening is I just noticed a piece of paper. And I was like, where did this paper come from? It was so random because it was going to be in exactly the place where I was going to keep my sacred object. And I said, okay, I'm just going to throw this paper. I need to do a little bit of cleaning there. But I said, okay, let me just check what this paper is about. So when I opened the paper, it was an old contract. It was a physical old contract of a very difficult period of my life, of one of the difficult, challenging periods of my life. It was, although that contract was complete, the paper still existed. It was expired, but the paper still existed. And I felt like the medicine bowl and the whole sacred ceremony was trying to tell me to release any last signs of contracts that I have held on that have expired. So I went and I burned that paper, and then I came back to complete my ceremony. So the message that we have through these 2 stories, there was the first story, which was a traditional village where you're punished for following your belief systems, and then there is another village adjacent to it, which is that punishment part of the same village. It's basically the offshoot of it, and it's the punishment aspect if you don't follow the rules of the village and you just go with your heart. And if you're a free bird like me, if you believe in free will, and if you like to make your own life choices, regardless of what others have told you about what it should be, then most likely this is this may be relevant to you too. And then the second part was the experience that I had, which was burning of contracts that have expired. So I would just love for us to pause a little bit so that we can reflect on what part of your life has a connection with old contracts, or which part of your life still is carrying on contracts even though they have expired. So it could be some relation, and this is specifically coming in the area of relationships. So it could be a friendship, it could be a relationship that couldn't be, it could be a family member, it could be a colleague. Which relationship has expired, but you still have an evidence of it in your field. It's still working in an active way in your field, and it's now time to release that. So welcome to all the people who are still joining. Now from here, we move into what's happening this week. This week is quite a big energy. So if you look at it, Sunday was Mahashivratri. It is one of the most sacred days of the year in the Hindu calendar. So it is the union of Shiva and Parvati. It's a celebration of their coming together, and it's a very big day for releasing all that was old and manifestation of all that you desire. And in the Vedic tradition, Hindu, I won't say Vedic tradition, I think, yeah, and even in Vedas, Shiva's mention is there. He's in Rudra and many other forms, Pashupati, Rudra and all of that. So in that ancient tradition, Shiva is that one divine masculine energy and the great creator, and you can ask him anything and he won't judge you and he'll give it to you, because he is a very simple being, and he doesn't test you, he doesn't put you through hardship so that you can learn. He is someone who believes in simplicity. So if you ask him, he gives it to you. So it's an effortless manifestation energy as well. That was Sunday, which was yesterday. And tomorrow, Tuesday, is another big day. This is the solar eclipse with the new moon, and it has a lot of significance. In many traditions, it is considered to be a day when a lot of shocking new things may come up, and you may be informed of information that was already it was already kind of unhelpful. So maybe a relationship was already not that okay, or there was something that was already broken and the cracks come to a surface on this day. So it's not a negative thing. It is a day of awareness. It's also a day when new reforms happen, new changes happen, more towards freedom, more towards upliftment of the collective. So there is that second or the other dual aspect to it as well. Now, I was trying to research what was the spiritual significance of this particular eclipse, and there were many things, Nostradamus predictions and Edgar Cayce predictions and things like that. But I didn't honestly resonate with a lot of it. I'm not sure if I was tuning into the accurate information, but I was told in the Akashic records that this is a time when sudden new changes come up, new pieces of information come up of things you actually already knew, but you didn't want to believe. So you may have wanted to give something another chance. You may have wanted to work certain thing out so that you didn't have to shockingly exit. But it is now time to do that. It is now time to really make that decisive choice. And the creation energy is pushing you to be fully aligned with what you know, and to do it fair by yourself. So that's the energy for Tuesday. Another big thing that is happening this week is the beginning of the beginning of the Chinese calendar, and the energy of the fire horse energy. A fire horse as a symbolic energy for this year. And fire horse is very, very powerful energy, because a horsepower is already a very powerful measurement of force. And if you look at fire horse, it's a very, very strong energy. It's almost like a skyrocket, or it's a locomotive on the road, but at high speeds. It's that kind of energy. So it requires that real alignment. It requires that clarity and intention, and no deviations. No deviations, no going back to the stuff that you already have learned. So this is allowing us to stay aligned with what you already know. And you may have had an inkling about it, and you may have decided based on that. So then the repercussions in your life, or the cascading effect in your life, may not be that dramatic, because you've already taken those actions. And you may have ignored it, and so then this comes up to the surface. So in the Akashic readings that I've been doing the last couple of days, over the last week, I've been I've been meeting people who have known a lot of these patterns for a long time, but they haven't been taking that action because it wasn't so bad that they jump out. It's that example of frog in hot water. I don't think that actually ever happened, but there is this idea that, about this experiment, that where there was a frog and he was put in water, and then they started to boil that kind of crucible. And as the temperature increased slowly and steadily, the frog didn't realize when it became too hot and unbearable, and it died in the water. Again, it's just a story and experiment. I hope they didn't actually do it, but I know that humans, we've done all kinds of experiments, so this may have happened too. And then the other example is when the hot water was really hot and boiling, and a frog was asked to jump, it immediately jumped out. It didn't go in the water. So sometimes we are in a bad and uncomfortable situation for too long to realize that it's actually very, very unhealthy for our survival. And sometimes jumping out of something or falling out of something is the best thing that you can do for yourself, compared to staying there and damaging yourself further. So it is really about that energy, that decisive energy. And many people have started to feel the effects of that since November, but from here there's no joking. It's again another example that they're giving me is if you like Star Trek, or you're a fan of science fiction, when a spaceship has a tractor beam and it tracks on it kind of attaches another space shuttle. It's kind of dragging. It's kind of like putting that extra attachment between. It's like a towing signal. So when a car is attaching itself to another car or a cart, and it's towing it, so it's that energy. It's a tractor beam energy. So you're automatically being pulled out. Where are you being pulled out, and who is the one pulling you out? The good news is the future version of you, that's the more aware version of you, is actually pulling you out. It's pulling you into this direction. So you are being guided, but it can be sudden if you haven't been listening to yourself, if you haven't been guided by the tiny inklings of comfort and alignment. So it's not to say that it's punishing you, it's just saying you've been here too long and you have suffered too long, so we don't want to see you suffer anymore, so let's just jump you out of it. So that's kind of the energy of this week. So it's a big energy, and I see that around Friday the energy starts to settle, and which is I think the 20th. So by 20th the energy starts to settle, and you have already been completely tractored from the tractor beam, if there's a word like that, and you're now in that new reality. You are in that new timeline, and there's no going back from that timeline anymore. It's kind of like you've walked on a bridge, you've crossed the bridge, and now when you turn back, the bridge doesn't exist anymore. It's already collapsed. So there is a kind of finality to what is happening this week. And I don't usually talk about weekly energies with so much finality, but this week has that energy. So we're bringing in a lot of Akashic information and light language activation to support this week, support you in this week, so that you can be in highest alignment, and that these changes happen with grace and ease. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to be plucked out of a situation, or people don't need to be plucked out of your life for you to really get into that alignment, that it can happen smoothly and easily. So to do that, wherever you are, if you're tuning in and you're walking or you're in a public place, then I understand. But if you're able to close your eyes for a couple of minutes, then I would invite you to do that. If not, you can just listen to me, and the energy will work anyway, because I'm asking for all the energies of everyone tuning in now and in the future watching this video to all come together. So if you are able to close your eyes and really tune in, allow that to happen. Otherwise, you can just observe and notice what's happening a little bit above your crown, 19 inches above your crown. You may see something, you may not see something. It is all perfect, but just allowing it. And you don't even need to remember. So it's really about being present. As you do that, I'm also tuning into the energies to see a vision, an Akashic vision, so that it can assist us with the energies of this week, big energies of this week. Okay, so this was, I don't know how to interpret this. What I saw was that there was a knight sitting on a horse. So a knight sitting on a horse is a very masculine, very protective energy. And that there's a will, there's a level of courage, there's a level of confidence and choice that is coming in from this kind of energy. Now, as this knight is sitting on the horse, he is overlooking a valley. Excuse me. And I saw this valley, from being luscious green, it suddenly becomes stormy and lots of rain starts to fall. The waterfalls become really overflown with water and starts flooding. And so what this knight is doing is turning and navigating with his horse to see the other side. There's a little bit of a storm on the other side too. So this knight decides to really just tune in. And as this knight tunes in, I'm seeing another expansion, that now energetically everything is just falling into place. The rocks, the pieces of rocks, wherever they needed to be through the storm, they're exactly going to sit there. And the path is beginning to clear. And as the path is beginning to clear, I'm seeing that there is more. In the beginning, the knight was a little bit slouched on the horse, but by the end of the vision, I'm seeing the knight is very confidently perched on the horse, really, really straight spine, and very confidently moving forward. And it's almost like the knight is daring to smile. The knight is daring to be happy. So that's a bit ominous energy. I can feel that. So what this week's energy is it's about really trusting that everything is falling into place. It may be looking like things are falling apart, but they're actually falling into place. And it is happening because you're allowing it. And it is happening because you're now in alignment. Now, if you choose, nothing needs to happen this week. It can just be another normal week. You just carry on with your routine. You have your meals, you have your sleep, you have your interactions, and it's going to be fine. But if you choose to take this path, if you choose to ride the wave of the energies of this week, this can be a big one. And all that this energy is wanting us to do in the collective is really, really tune in and become present. Now, you might ask me, Samridhi, how do I tune in and be present? I'm always present. There's always presence. So what are we talking about? So this is the energy of really allowing things to happen the way they are happening. So if there's somebody who's not replying to your text, it's all right. No chasing. I don't know why I said that. Maybe somebody in the group needed to hear it. There may be a contract that you're trying to push, but you're not getting an answer. Don't push. So there is this energy that you don't push, you just allow. Things will slide, but things are sliding back into place, into the place of alignment. and that is giving you strength. So by the end of the week, you feel this strength coming within you, and this strength that is coming in is allowing you to walk with confidence. Now, whatever may have been happening in your life so far, there may have been a worry or a wonder. Am I on the right path? Am I aligned with my vision? But there is a certain sense of clarity that is coming in, a finality that is coming in your direction, and that's allowing you to be very confident and to ride this wave with confidence. I'd also pulled a card before we started, and this is a card, an animal oracle deck from Stacy DeMarco. And the card was also very interesting. It was actually about a tiger and someone riding a tiger. So that's interesting because it's also the vision I saw. This card I'd pulled before, but I wondered whether the vision will have anything to do with this card. So we saw a knight sitting on a horse, and here the warrior woman is sitting on a tiger. So tiger is this very feminine energy. It's a strong, courageous, feminine energy, especially the energy of this card. And this is really about the confidence. And I think this card is the energy of the end of the week. How you'll feel by the end of the week, confidently walking on your path. So I'm now going to bring in some energetic attunements to assist us so that we can walk this and navigate through these energies, ride the wave, and get the benefits and get the energetic attunements from this week in the maximum best way possible, with ease, with grace, without those ultra shocks. Because at the beginning of the week there is that little bit of a Uranus energy which comes with a little bit of a shock. So just to ease that and allow this to be a natural part of you, allow this to be a part of you that's listening to life. And as I'm bringing through light language activations, for those who are new to this is the language of the soul. So your soul will be able to understand these words, even if our conscious mind may not understand the messages. I do sometimes bring through some English words and phrases that can help us in understanding it and digesting it a little bit better. As I do that, please feel free to leave in comments, what are you feeling about the energies of this week? What's coming up for you? And it can be themes, it can be a phrase. So what themes are coming up for you this week? I'd love to know. So please leave it in chats on Instagram and on YouTube, and I will read them as soon as I finish this transmission. This week the energy is all about third eye. Aligning with your divine will. And tempering and balancing the heat of the moment. You may feel very strongly and passionately about something in a certain period of time. So this activation is assisting with balancing that, bringing grounding to that. Yanala sahinasa yalana sahana shuru kuru suina takara sanalanaka. There are some fears that are arising, and you may have thought that you already dealt with it many years ago, and those things are just coming back to say their last hello. Yana shuruno suina kalanaka. If only as a trace, though that presence is now coming back, so that you can respond to it and say no to it for once and for all. Yana shurunoku. Don't take it as a test. Take it as a check of how you're feeling about it now, after all this life experience that has passed through you. Yana shurului sahita karana shuru sunushana kulaina karasha. For life is not a test, it's actually a journey. It's an experience that your soul called for and orchestrated to experience the great divine through yourself. Yana shuru sanaka. This point experience that you are as one point expression of the creation. Yana shara sain alana shunuku. So there is that expansiveness, and there's this massive energy download Yana Shurulunuku, coming in through divine insights. So pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to the things that are coming through you. You may get a feeling, you may get a thought. For example, when I was doing my ceremony, I got a thought that go and clean the place and do it properly. So then I went and used my white sage and my Palo Santo, and then I cleared that space. So listening to those small inklings, even though they don't make any sense, because I'd already cleaned the place, so I felt I didn't need to do it logically, but just that listening to that inkling, Yana Shurulu no Shiana Sahita Kana Shunaka, that is allowing Yaha Sharana Salana Shurutu Kurushuno Sunuku, for the great divine wisdom from within you to be expressed, and those final contracts to be cleared. Yana Shuru Sana Shunaka, even if they are just the shadows of the skeletons. Ya Shurulunu Shuina Sana Kuraka. Yana Shunasa Inataka. There's also a grand cleansing occurring. Yahshya Sanaka. So as I'm bringing through these codes, just allow for this beautiful network of white and golden energy. It's like a weave. It's not just a straight energy, it's a weave energy that's coming from all directions for you, and allow it to work through you with grace and ease in the presence of your guides, your ascended masters. I've called all of them in here. Yana Shurulu no Shunu Kuruku. For this cleansing is allowing your attunement to help you navigate these energies with ease and grace. Yana Shulunuku, least resistance, maximum surrender and acceptance, and bringing through that authorship, bringing through that choice within you that you are the steward of your ship. You're the stewardess of your life. Yana Shuru Sahina Surunuku Shunuku. And you've got this. Yalana Shuru Sahina Shuru Kusha Ana Sunuku. For nowhere in the vision, nowhere in the dreams, nowhere in the messages are they saying this won't happen or it won't be favorable for you. They're only saying it's an alignment. So there is nothing to fear. It is happening anyway. So you might as well enjoy it and bring in your own inner knowing that it is aligned. Yana Shurasi Arnaka. That requires a level of deep love for your divine plan. Yana Shuru Sanoshuru Kurunuku, for your divine plan is playing through you, and that divine plan is the realization of all your dreams. It's a realization and actualization, manifestation, Yana Shuruka, and materialization. So it's all dimensions and all levels of creation. They're using these frequencies for all dimensions. Yana Shuru Sunuku, that are connected with your desires, your dreams, and it's making them come true. Yana Shulanaka. So trusting that all is well. We are now complete. The records are now closed. Amen. Wow. So welcome all the people who are joining new. So anyone who has a question, you can leave it here. And if not, I am receiving your love with so much gratitude. And if you've missed or if you've just joined, you can log on. I'll leave some links everywhere. I'll leave them on my YouTube shorts, and I'll link it to the bigger video. I'll also leave a small reel on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll link the YouTube entire video so that you can catch this whole channeling. And you can come back to it multiple times during the week, because each time you come back to this channeling, each time you come back to these messages, they will hit different. They will work with you differently. So thank you so much, and thank you so much for joining this community. So much love to you, and I'm so grateful that we get to create this together consciously. Have a wonderful week. And now just a couple of quick announcements. 2 major things are happening this week. Thank you. One is 6th of March. I'm doing a monthly group Akashic meditation, and you're very welcome to join it. I'll leave the ticket link, booking link, the ticket link in the description of the YouTube. And I'm also starting a shamanic teacher training program starting 15th of March. This will be my 7th cohort. I've done 6 cohorts before for people from all over the world, and this is for you if you are someone who has always known that you have a deeper connection with the forces of nature. You are a star seed, and you know how to connect with, or you have an innate understanding of connection with the 5 elements. These are 13 sacred initiations that have been passed on from thousands of years. They actually originated from Himalayas, then they were taken to the Andean mountains, and then from there the shamans have passed them on. And in 2012, they were given to people who were not Andean as well, and then from there it started to spread to prepare us for this time. So it is one of the most magical things that has ever happened to me and happens through me. So I invite you to these initiations, and I'll leave the link to that. It's called Muneki Shamanic Teacher Training Program. It's 6 sessions, and it completes your 13 transmissions along with online material that I've taken 2 years to prepare, and it's all going to be there for you once you join and sign up. So I'll leave that link in the YouTube description as well, so that you can read all about this, and you can come in. So Light Warrior 5963, absolutely. Oh my God, it's your birthday as well. So very happy birthday, and I hope that you have an absolutely beautiful join on the 6th, and maybe the okay, so let's catch up afterwards. I'll definitely join on the 6th, and maybe the shamanic one. Okay, perfect. So then you can just catch the links in my YouTube description. I'll leave the links even in the Instagram reel, so that you can track it from there. And lovely to meet you, Gary. Now I recognize you. And welcome back, Chrissy. Lovely to see you here. So these are two beautiful things, and I'm doing Muneki after 8 months. So it's after a very long time, and so I'm not doing this lightly, and it never happens lightly. And each time Muneki comes through, it literally is a new initiation for me and for the people joining the initiations as well. So yeah, I'm really excited about this, and I welcome you all in this journey. And yeah, you can also stay tuned and connected through my broadcasting channel on Instagram called Cosmic Soul Drops. And yeah, just feel free to leave in comments if there is what you're going through, and what initiations, or what your integration is looking like. And if you want to have a one-on-one journey with me, I'll leave the link for that in the description as well. It would be an honor to specifically go into your Akashic journey and see what is coming up for you, and help you be in your highest alignment. So much love, and have a beautiful week ahead, and happy eclipse. See you. Bye bye.